Chapter 2, The Simple Truth, Your Body's Inner Wisdom. One of the most empowering things you'll discover is that your body knows how to heal itself, and it already knows how to quickly melt away all the excess fat that it's holding on to. The previous statement is very powerful. Please listen to it again and think about what it means. Your body knows how to heal itself, and it already knows how to quickly melt away all the excess fat that it's holding on to. This means that given the proper signals, our body understands and is a willing participant in our fat loss efforts. It's not fighting against you. It's ready, able, and willing to help you lose weight. It's just waiting on the right inputs, or as I like to call them, signals. As complex as we are, our bodies are also surprisingly predictable. Given a set of signals, our body reacts predictably every single time. Chapter 3, Understanding the Primal Burn System. Signal Response Pattern. The Primal Burn system is built around the idea that you can manipulate your body's biochemistry in a healthy way in order to produce the specific outcomes you desire. In our case, we want to signal your body to melt away the fat and produce a lean, strong body. In order to do this, it's helpful to understand one of the most basic human responses and how we intend to leverage it to create fat loss. The signal response pattern is profound in its simplicity. Simply put, we will use food, exercise, as well as certain thought patterns to send specific signals to your body. Obviously, these signals occur during your waking hours. During the nighttime hours, we'll allow your body to respond to these signals during its most active repair and rebuilding time, while you're sleeping. Thinking about the signal response pattern is a helpful way to be more aware of the choices you make during the day. Chapter 4, Preparing for Success. One of the most important things you can do as you begin this journey is to do some proper planning. Losing fat is not something that will just happen for you. You need to plan for it. While I'm providing the information and the overall plan, you need to make this process your own by actively engaging and putting it into practice, and that requires your own personal implementation plan. You'll benefit greatly from thinking about the following topics so that you're prepared and ready for success. What are my expectations for fat loss? We've been bombarded via mass media time after time with the message that fat loss is something that happens very fast and in massive quantities. I recently saw an advertisement touting 15 pounds lost in a week. And yes, this is possible, believe it or not. In fact, I know several marathon runners who will lose up to 20 pounds in a single race. However, weight loss is not the same as fat loss. Chapter 5, Primal Burn Nutrition. The core of the Primal Burn program is the Primal Burn Nutrition Plan. This is where you'll find the keys to fast and effective fat loss. The exercise program, recovery program, and the chapter on motivation are all very important, but the nuts and the bolts of fat loss are contained in this chapter. If you study this chapter and implement what it teaches, you will lose fat. So let's dig in. First, let me lay out the key components of the Primal Burn eating plan so that you understand the theory. Then later, I'll show you how it all fits together into a weekly system. Remember, the quality, quantity, and timing of food that we provide to our bodies will be used to provide the proper signals that we give to our body to turn on the fat-burning switches. A week at a time. Now, the Primal Burn Nutrition Plan is designed to work best when you plan and track your progress 1 week at a time. Chapter 6, Primal Exercise. Exercise can have many purposes, but we're primarily interested in fat loss. For that reason, the exercises in this program have been chosen because they're easy to learn, easy to execute properly, and most importantly, they trigger the proper fat-burning signals that we want to send to your body. It's important to understand that the purpose of these exercises is not to build you into a bodybuilder. We're also not trying to turn you into an Olympic weightlifter. But we are only interested in 3 things when it comes to exercise: burning a few excess calories, triggering the release of certain fat-burning hormones, and signaling to your body to preserve and slightly grow your lean muscle. Now, this is remarkably easy to do with the short workouts in the Primal Burn exercise program. Now along the way, you'll just happen to build a solid foundation of muscle, but that's not the primary thing we're after here. Remember, underneath the layers of fat on your body, you already have a base of muscle. Many times when the fat is removed, people are amazed at how muscular they actually are. Chapter 7, Primal Burn Recovery. One of the most important activities that you can do to lose fat and build the body of your dreams is actually not a physical activity at all. It is simply to rest. As I mentioned previously, the food choices you make and the demands you'll place on your body are all just signals that you're sending to your body. Once your body receives these signals, it responds in kind. But this takes time, and one of the most time-consuming parts of the process is the recovery from intense exercise. Your body accomplishes much of its internal repair work during your deep sleep cycle. How to sleep like a baby. We spend up to a third of our life sleeping, yet few of us really understand its purpose or how important it is to our fat loss efforts. It turns out that sleep is far more than just time to re-energize. In fact, very important metabolic changes are happening while you sleep that can either help or hinder your fat loss efforts, depending on the quality of sleep that you're getting. Chapter 8, Primal Burn Motivation. Your success with the Primal Burn program is based on a simple assumption, that you'll take what you've learned and put it into action. However, this assumption is not always true. In fact, there are some people who get this information and do absolutely nothing with it. Perhaps they really don't want to lose fat, or perhaps they never discovered their reason why. But for some reason, this information just falls to the wayside and they go on year after year as fat as ever. After struggling myself for years with weight gain and a large spare tire around my middle, I'm very sensitive to this. I finally broke free and was able to dramatically change my appearance, but it wasn't just the raw information that helped me make the change. After all, academic information on how to lose fat or how to build muscle is completely useless unless we put it into action. Chapter 9, Putting It All Together, 1 week in detail. The following sections will show you exactly how to implement the Primal Burn program. These sections are in order of how I recommend getting started with the program, but you can make adjustments based on your own schedule. For instance, don't wait to begin the eating or exercise plan just because you haven't cleaned out your kitchen yet. It's much more important that you get started doing something versus waiting until everything is perfectly in place, because that day will never come. Let nothing stop you from beginning this program today. Having said that, here's the ideal way to implement this program. First things first. Task number 1, identify your ideal image of your body. Task number 2, imagine you in the future with your ideal body in your favorite vacation spot. Task number 3, discover your reason why. Essential supplies. Task number 4, purchase a spiral notebook or journal to keep track of your progress. This will be your fat loss journal. Task 5, purchase a scale that also calculates your body fat percentage. Out with the old. Task number 6, go to your kitchen and remove all foods, drinks, and other items that are not on the Primal Burn food list. Task number 7, take these items to your local food bank if possible.